now.
777-200.
Yes, 200.
What minimum length of a runway would you need? 2 kilometers at least to have a smooth landing?
Oh yeah, about that. Yeah.
But, at least
But
if you have a crack pilot, can land within.
Yeah, but you will crash.
You crash.
You will end up somewhere.
Let me repeat the question.
Yes.
You need a minimum 2 kilometers length
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a plane to land
Yes.
correctly. But anything shorter
An
than
airport
that,
like the KLIA type.
yeah.
Yes.
But if you have a crack pilot, you can do it within 1 kilometer in a nondescript, unknown airstrip. Is that possible?
Yeah, possible, but highly dangerous, and probability of a crash is there. Yeah.
Okay, Mus.
Country, in the absence of this crash site, things like that, I would like to ask you, how do you think the manner in which we are handling this current search and rescue or the investigation method, is it up to the mark, or do you think that there are any missing elements that can be improved?
Well, I think the investigation up to now, I think it's been going quite well. But we must remember, this is a very extraordinary incident and unexpected, unprecedented. So not everybody in Malaysian Airlines or civil aviation expected this kind of thing. So it happened all of a sudden. So they quickly had to put together to do this proper investigation. But we must remember, this is civil aviation is highly regulated. It's governed by international conventions and the law. In our case here, we have a law which is the Air Navigation Regulation 1996. That one comes into play right away. So you have to comply with that. And the authority for that is the Civil Aviation Department, the Director General of Civil Aviation. He probably has to coordinate. Malaysian Airlines has very little role in that. Malaysian Airlines is, in fact, the one who has to answer a lot of questions. But the organizer must be the Civil Aviation Department. And I think the government has come forward very fast. The Prime Minister himself, Deputy Prime Minister, the Minister of Transport, and the Army and the police are all together. I don't think you can expect anything better in the circumstances that we are facing, the extraordinary circumstances. But we are unlucky because whatever method we have used, we have not been successful, despite the help, assistance given by so many of our friends in foreign countries. Despite that, we still cannot find. But I think they have done everything possible.
Fantastic. Based on what you said about the handling of the media briefings and the coordination of the search and rescue, now you as an airline man for many years would be considered as an expert. What would you have done maybe slightly differently? What you have stressed more or cut less? What would you have done?
Oh, well, if I'm still there, the first thing I will do, I will establish a coordinating team in my own company, and of course I will immediately report this to the Civil Aviation Department and of course the Ministry of Transport, and from there we together establish an operation center, and somebody must coordinate. And I think the Ministry of Transport and the Department of Civil Aviation should coordinate this. Otherwise, everything will go haywire. So I'm not sure whether they did that. Maybe they have done it. So there must be a leader to coordinate all these activities so that the information can be really gathered and analyzed, and only after analyzing you can inform the public. Otherwise there will be confusion.
But as you've seen from the media briefings, there are at least 4 people answering the press, sometimes 5, at the last count maybe even 6 with police and the armed forces coming in. Don't you think there's too many people telling the press? Or it's just you need only 1%?
Press conference, actually you need as many people as possible. But you need one person there who knows everything.
In this case, would it be the minister himself or the DCA chief?
From the news that I saw, it would appear that the minister answering general questions and the DCA chief answering technical questions. Maybe that is also one of the ways of doing it. But I would rather say that the Director General of Civil Aviation should be in full command of the information, because he is in charge of the law actually.
Okay, there's another thing that is bugging me about the way this thing has been going on. It would seem there is another bigger power at play in the way things are being handled. I have the sense that the search and rescue over the high seas in South China Sea, even in the Indian Ocean, might be a wild goose chase, when the real issue is people consider it sabotage and hijacking. And if that's the case, wouldn't it be more appropriate to ask some of the bigger powers who have already the satellites and the spies everywhere? They should be telling us more than what is right now, that Malaysia is being made to carry a burden, a scapegoat even. Do you think this scenario is also possible?
Well, the news that we receive are news from foreign sources, and in fact they were the ones who initiated the search into Indian Ocean and all that. I am not sure, looking at the news, I'm not sure whether our authorities here have given them the authority to do all that. Maybe the authorities here just allow them to do whatever they wanted to do without direction from us, since they felt that it was the right thing to do. Well, let them carry on. In the event that there's some news there, then it's okay with us. But I don't think all those going into the Indian Ocean was a decision made by the Malaysian authority.
Can you explain to us, immediately after an air accident, what other steps that will be taken by an airline, by the DCA, and what other conventions that